Hello, everyone. Tonight I'll be showcasing some of my favorite fits. I fancy myself as having a unique style, so I thought it would be fun to show it off. You'll notice early on that I have a penchant for anything sleeveless and have a large collection of vests, which is likely a holdover from Black Label Society being my favorite band growing up. I'll show off 4 outfits for now, and if this video gets some traction, I'll try and do more. Hope you enjoy and find this video relaxing. Let's start. Here is one I recently wore for a local comedy gig under the Next Stop brand. It features a lot of my more excessive leather pieces. The vest, kilt, and waist belt all came from Etsy and all look and feel great to wear. The waist belt is a bit tricky because you have to find a balance between being tight enough that it isn't loosely dangling off of you like a beer gut, but also being loose enough that you can do things like move and breathe. I wear bare bones black tank top and jeans for this look, as both will mostly be hidden. I wear a mostly plain belt on the jeans, but a fancier studded belt for the kilt. This studded belt came from a site called Leatherpunk and is super high quality and will last you a long time, but it is a bit pricey. I got this belt many years ago and have since lost a significant amount of weight, so there is a lot of excess strap after the fold, but I find it blends in well enough with the rest of the black. The buckle is a Black Label Society skull, which I've had forever, but I think came from their merch store. I wear one of my louder pairs of calf boots for this look, even if they're mostly hidden. They are Demonias from Shoe Freaks. They are also leather, so they're a bit more pronounced black than my other boots, which works well for this outfit. My armbands are from a store that is now defunct, but I've had them for over 10 years now, and they're probably my favorite thing that I own. I've had to do some minimal screw replacements on them over the years, but they've otherwise held up beautifully and go great with outfits like this. For the rings, I went with some of my larger statement rings, since there's no way they'd pull attention away from everything else I have going on here. The Berserk ring came from a site called Nanamerica, and the 2 Black Label Society rings came from their online store. Definitely not the most comfortable outfit in the world, but hey, sometimes you gotta suffer for the style. What do you think? This look was inspired by one of the default outfits for Arthur Morgan in the video game Red Dead Redemption 2, with the red maroon vest over a white button up shirt. I have a few different belts and buckles that give me some versatility in matching them to different color schemes. In this case, I wore a painted leather belt I got from Etsy, which has black, red, yellow, and white, so I feel like it can go with a lot of different colors. The Nest controller buckle is one of my favorites, also from Etsy, though I think you could get it elsewhere. It has a few colors that give us more to work with in terms of the grays, so I style them with these black dress pants with gray pinstripes and some round dress shoes from Walmart, which I feel like I need an upgrade for, but I don't wear these kinds of shoes often, so they work well enough. Continuing with the black and gray pieces, my tie is another piece of BLS merch from their online store. I only have 3 or 4 ties, but this one matches the color scheme here perfectly, and I love the way it completes the look of the chest area. I had laser corrective surgery when I was younger, so the glasses are purely cosmetic, but I think they round out the look nicely and add a layer of nerdy sophistication to contrast the rebellious elements of this look. The last things worth mentioning are the accessories. We've got a leather armband on one wrist, which I got from a local store that has since closed. I've had it for many years now, but that's the great thing about leather. It really lasts compared to other natural cloth or synthetic materials. On the other wrist is a selection of alternating chains and hair ties. I like the look of many wristbands bunched together, and it helps them match the thickness of the band on the other wrist. For rings, I went with a selection of smaller bands that won't draw too much attention from everything else, mostly trying to keep with ones that have continuity with the black, gray, and red of our color scheme. Overall, I think it's a great look with some versatility. It combines elements of both formal and alternative, and can be adjusted to go more in either direction depending on the event. You could dress this down a bit by losing the tie, perhaps leaving a few buttons open at the top of the shirt, and swapping out the dress pants and shoes for jeans and boots. What do y'all think? And let me know how you feel about this look in the comments below. Going from a style with tons of versatility to one that has almost none. If you watched my first mini show off video, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of the Sailor Moon franchise. And when I saw there were Sailor Moon leather jackets out there to purchase, I knew I had to assemble an outfit in my style. The centerpiece of this fit is, of course, the vest. It started as a jacket. I won't say from where, as it was greatly overpriced and not a good buying experience. But the same jacket can be found online in several places if you run a Google search. I then brought it to a local shoe repair shop to have them remove the sleeves, and as you can see, it left a bit of a rough seam, but I think that helps in adding a layer of masculinity to an otherwise pretty feminine style. Speaking of which, using a yellow bandana in lieu of a tiara also helps in the same way. The red collar came from Etsy and features a twisted black strip along the length and has a gold leash ring, which I feel is a solid stand in for the moon on Sailor Moon's choker. The belt is a plain white strap with a Cosmic Heart compact buckle that I got on eBay. I had to punch a new hole in the strap itself to get it to fit tight enough, but it came out pretty well. I went with blue jeans to try and match the color of Sailor Moon's skirt, and plain calf boots to round out the lower part of the fit. I couldn't find a suitable pair of red boots outside of some novelty pieces meant for wrestling or superhero cosplay, but if I find something better in the future, I'll probably post it as a short here on the channel. For the armbands, I went with a pair of white leather buckled bracers from Etsy with custom moon engraving. They're a bit shorter than what I'd like, but I still think they look really awesome. I've been meaning to paint the moons in gold, but I haven't had the courage to try and risk it ruining the bands. I originally went with some white fake leather bracers I got from Amazon, but they were kind of cheap and flimsy, which would be fine, but they also had string tie closure, which is hard to keep in place, especially on bare skin. The few times I've worn those, I found myself constantly having to fidget and readjust them throughout the night. Perhaps there's a better way to tie them more securely, but you never really have those troubles with buckles, so those ones have been shelved. What do you think? Am I rocking this Moon Kingdom representation or what? This outfit is a touch more casual than the others, featuring a cardigan with a skeletal print over a tank top with a very cute image of the Joker as a cat with his infamous bang pistol. The green and red of the shirt's print matches well with the Ninja Turtle belt buckle, which I put on the same studded leather belt that I used in a previous outfit. I wear ripped jeans, but this time accessorize them with a wallet chain and a leg chain that both connect to the belt loops of the jeans. The boots this time are my oldest pair of Demonia calf boots and have seen some wear compared to the others, but they're still rad, and I'm happy to wear them even with a more low key look such as this. At this point, I decide to sit down and beckon my boy over. His name is Rox, and I adopted him from the SPCA. At time of this recording, I've had him for about 3 years. He is very well behaved, loves people, and is always down for treats and scritches. And that is all for today. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, if you want to see more like it, or if you have any suggestions for future content. Either way, I'll see you on the next one. Good night. Sleep well.